everybody, or hello everybody, how's it going? So today I'm going to make some Halloween cookies. Woo. So you can do this different ways, but these cookies that I'm making today are going to be peanut butter cookies with a chocolate frosting. So they're going to be kind of like peanut butter sugar cookies, I guess, texture-wise. So I'm going to put in 3 eggs. You could add a teaspoon of vanilla extract, but I'm out, so I'm not going to be doing that. I am, however, going to add a teaspoon of baking powder. Actually, maybe 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Just to kind of give them that fluffiness. Then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of my stevia erythritol blend. I use Pure brand. I'm trying to show y'all, but I can't. I use Pure brand. I'm going to put in a 1/2 cup for now. I might add more here in a minute, but I doubt it. Okay. Now I'm going to add a half a cup of coconut flour. Now, if you know me, you know that I like making all my cookies and muffins and cupcakes into type of fat bombs. So I am going to be adding 3 tablespoons of MCT oil. 3 tablespoons. So that gives it the good fat that you're wanting. Now next, I'm going to put my peanut butter, and this is the brand of peanut butter I get. So y'all can see, I'm going to put that and some butter in the microwave and melt the butter and soften the peanut butter. Also, the whole time I've had my, my cream cheese has been out, sitting out, hanging out. Okay, so what we're going to use is 3 tablespoons of the peanut butter. And let's see, probably about 3 tablespoons of butter. And then, like I said, if you can see over here, sorry guys, I'm not being a very good YouTuber today. Okay, so I have it in a bowl, and what I'm going to do is put this entire bowl into the microwave and melt this butter and soften the peanut butter. And to this mixture, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of heavy whip. So here's that butter and softened peanut butter mixture. The reason you got to put this peanut butter in the microwave and soften it up is because it's super thick. The natural peanut butter is so thick, it's sticky, and it just doesn't blend well if it's not softened a little. So you got that in there. Now I'm going to add in my softened cream cheese. I've got 3 ounces of softened cream cheese. It's not as soft as I'd like it, but we're going to go with it. And like y'all know, I pinch mine up into parts and just kind of dump it in there. So now I've got it all ready to be blended, and I'm going to let Betty do her job. And I almost forgot, to this I'm going to add a pinch of pink Himalayan salt. So there it is. So I tasted the mixture and decided to add another 1/4 a cup of the stevia erythritol blend. Okay, now if you're just gonna make cookies, like little round ones, you would just spoon out little dollops. But since I'm using cookie cutters, I'm gonna put this out kind of like a cake. So I've sprayed my paper down with some extra virgin olive oil just to make sure it don't stick. Usually stuff does not stick to parchment paper, but I just wanted to be double, triple, quadruple sure. Okay, so I only poured out about half of my bowl because I'm making 2 batches, 1 ghost, 1 bat. That's because those are the cookie cutters I have. You can use whatever cookie cutter you have to do this. Also, guys, I can't find my cookie sheet. I don't know what happens to my dishes, y'all. I really don't. If there's like a little goblin that steals them or what. So I'm having to use a cake pan. So I'm probably not going to get as many as I really wanted. And that's why I decided just to do 2 batches. So pretty much, as you can see, I'm just smearing it all out everywhere. Because you're going to bake this at 350. So you get this all kind of a thin layer, all spread out. And like I said, I'm using cookie cutters, so that's why I want it to be kind of like a cake. Like, you know, as far as, but if you wanted cookies, like just round cookies, you would just get your spoon and spoon out little dollops onto a cookie sheet, not a cake pan. But, you know, Courtney don't do things quite the way I should. Alright, so I'm going to pop this in the oven, and then I'm going to get started on the frosting. Here it is. So we're going to make 2 separate types of frostings here. I'm going to have a chocolate frosting and a non-chocolate frosting, a white frosting, because I've got ghost and bats. Those are the cookie cutters I have. So that's what we're going with here. So for the chocolate frosting, we're going to add a square of Lily's Baker's chocolate. Maybe a square and a half. You definitely don't need 2 squares. It does not require a whole lot. Alright, and then to this you're going to add, I'm about to eat that piece. To this you're going to add about, let's see, what are we working with here? I would say this probably come out to be about, let's just go with 2 tablespoons of butter. Oh, it's about 2 tablespoons-y. And you put this in the microwave and melt it. So this is going to come out looking like this. And you're just going to stir it all up. And then you're going to get that wonderful chocolatey look. Now to this, you're going to add an ounce of cream cheese. And put it back in the microwave for about, I'd say about 30 more seconds. So here it is out of the microwave. And now you give this a good little stir. Okay, and now you're going to add in some of your stevia erythritol blend. Probably about 2 tablespoons. Then you're going to add about 2 tablespoons of heavy whip. And now you're going to blend it. And that's it for the chocolate frosting. Now you put this into the freezer until your cookies are done. So I like to cover mine with saran wrap and just stick it in the freezer. And now I'm going to work on my white frosting. Alright, so in here I have some softened cream cheese, 3 ounces, I think. And 2 tablespoons of butter, semi-melted. To that, I am going to add about 3 tablespoons of pure stevia erythritol blend. And about 2 tablespoons of my heavy whip. And I'm going to blend. Now with this one, it's already kind of like a creamy. You just stick it in the freezer. It's done. That's your frosting. So you put this in the freezer as well. But with this one, when you go to put your cookies into the oven, if you're cooking it the way I am, which is separate, when you go to put the ghost cookies in the oven, you're going to take this out of the freezer and put it in the fridge. So this has been in the oven for about 15 minutes and it is done. So now I'm just going to let it cool. That way it can harden up and I can start cutting out the shapes. My little bat cutter, and I cut little bats out, and now I'm going to put the frosting on. I was going to take this off first and then put the frosting on, but I thought, you know what, it'd probably be easier just to put the frosting on and then I can put these away for whatever. It came out a little cakier than I like, so what I would suggest in that sense, which it will be okay because I'm going to put these in the fridge, but if you don't like it so cakey, which the cookies are still not very thick, but if you don't like that texture, just use 1 teaspoon of the baking powder instead of 2. So I'm just going to take my frosting and put it on there and just kind of, my frosting does have some white chunks in it. That is the cream cheese. So I don't know why it did that. Last time it did not. Maybe I didn't blend it as long as I probably should have. Maybe, possibly. It'll be alright. It still tastes good. That's all that matters. Am I right? Am I right? So yeah, I'm just putting the frosting all over these little bats. And then what I'm going to do is just stick this whole thing in the refrigerator and let it sit for a while. That way they'll harden up. My frosting probably could have went a little longer in the freezer because then it would have turned out like real frosting like this. See how that's kind of a, let me show you. See, this is like a real frosting and not like a liquid. So see, this is why I decided I was just going to do it before I tore the edges off, because see how it just fell down there? And to me, that's just wasting frosting, guys. Alright, so here's the bats. Ghost cut out. So here it is, and here's my little ghost guy. And I'm just going to make little cutouts. Like so. Isn't he adorable? There they are, all cut out. And now the same's going to go with my white frosting. My white frosting turned out really well. Very pleased, very pleased. Now, we have our ghosts all cut out. And if you want to get real Martha Stewarty, you get a syringe and put some of your chocolate in there. And then and put little faces on these ghosts. I don't know if Martha Stewart would approve of this or not. Practice makes perfect, you know? I don't know. Are they looking good? I have one over here on the paper towel that lost an arm. Oh, wow. Here we go. So here is the poor, pitiful bat. He tastes okay. Like I said, I would totally add cinnamon next time. I don't know why I didn't do that this time because I always add cinnamon to my cookies. I just forgot. I was honestly in a hurry doing these because I had to do it before my kid went to school. Now the ghost, who's almost way too cute to eat. The ghost tastes better. I like the white frosting better. I think because, I don't know, the other one just wasn't sweet enough. Maybe I didn't add enough stevia. But I definitely add cinnamon to the cake mix. So if you do these, add cinnamon. Ooh, ah. So I hope you liked this video. Sorry it was just kind of an epic fail video. If you want to see more recipes, you want to see more of this beautiful face, hit the subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, hit the little bell right next to the subscribe button. You're going to get a notification every single time I post a new video. How awesome is that? Bye guys!